Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're navigating a topic that can feel really elusive, almost invisible maybe, until it's perhaps too late. We're talking about this idea of creeping authoritarianism, specifically in the U.S. context.
Right.
Not, a sudden takeover, but those quiet, gradual shifts. Power centralizing, maybe freedoms getting chipped away slowly.
It's a heavy concept, and it's tough because how do you even talk about it effectively
Yeah.
without people just shutting down?
Exactly. So our mission for this deep dive is really to unpack Steve Rusak's strategic approach. He's laid out a kind of roadmap for helping people maybe see and understand these shifts.
Based on evidence, based on history.
Yeah, designed to actually resonate, not just preach.
And that really gets to the core challenge Rusak identifies, doesn't it? The very people who, let's say, most need to engage with this idea often don't see themselves living through that kind of change at all.
Right. They don't see it applying to them.
So the big question he tackles is, how do you even begin that conversation without hitting immediate resistance or, defensiveness?
Precisely. So let's explore how Rusak suggests we make the invisible a bit more visible. Okay, let's unpack this.
Okay.
So Rusak's first strategy, and maybe the most crucial one, is framing these talks around shared American values.
Ah, okay. Not abstract political stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Forget the jargon, think freedom of speech, checks and balances, government accountability, things most people agree on, right? He emphasizes pointing to specific U.S. traditions. You might say something like, our founders designed the separation of powers to prevent exactly this kind of power imbalance.
So it anchors it. It shows that protecting democracy isn't some partisan thing.
No, it's fundamentally patriotic, is his argument.
Right. And that leads really naturally into his next point, which I found fascinating. Replacing those big, maybe scary terms with concrete, relatable stories.
Yes. Make it real.
Yeah. Not distant ideas. He really stresses using local examples, things that directly impact people's lives.
Right.
Well, if voting access changes in your own community, maybe. Or there's an example of executive overreach that affects people nearby.
Okay, so it stops being just something happening in Washington.
Exactly. It becomes personal. It kind of bypasses that abstract political debate and connects to, everyday concerns.
So you're translating the theory into, tangible impact for the individual. And then, once you're connecting through those personal stories, Rusak moves to showing patterns, not just seeing things as isolated events.
Yeah, that's key. He suggests maybe creating timelines or visuals even, things that show how small changes can add up over time.
Compounding, sort of,
Yeah.
slowly eroding institutions.
Exactly. And this is where bringing in historical context is so valuable. He doesn't suggest being alarmist, but making, calm, clear comparisons.
Like what kind of comparisons?
Well, for example, he might point to parallels with, say, the slow suppression of dissent back in the McCarthy era. Or maybe the incremental ways people were disenfranchised during the Jim Crow South. It helps people connect the dots.
So you see that seemingly small actions, if they keep happening, can really fundamentally change our systems.
Right. And that approach also naturally encourages critical thinking, doesn't it? It pushes you to look beyond just the headlines.
Yeah, to recognize maybe propaganda or data that's been cherry-picked.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's something I found particularly insightful. Rusak really emphasizes using trusted messengers.
Ah, yes. Not just talking heads.
Right. People are just naturally more open when information comes from someone they already know and respect.
Makes sense. Local leaders, maybe veterans, clergy.
Even small business owners, he suggests. It taps into that power of, social proof.
And source credibility, yeah. Makes the message much harder to just brush off.
Especially people are already skeptical of, say, traditional media or certain political figures.
Definitely. And alongside that, he also champions using, culture, humor, art.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Think satire, music, visual art, maybe even short videos or memes online.
So it's not just about entertainment.
No, not at all. These can frame messages in ways that really stick in your memory. And they can reach audiences who might just tune out a direct political lecture,
Right. It sort of permeates daily life.
Yeah.
Sparks curiosity through, unexpected channels.
Precisely.
And finally, Rusak always seems to circle back to encouraging small, collective actions.
Yeah, that feels important. The antidote to feeling powerless is actually empowering people to act.
Right, whether it's something like attending a town hall or writing to the local paper.
Or supporting efforts to protect voting rights, maybe backing watchdog groups.
He really stresses community over isolation, taking specific, achievable steps that build a sense of shared purpose.
Yeah, doing something.
So, okay, what does this all mean for us listening to this? Rusak's approach, it isn't really about fear-mongering, is it?
No, not at all. It seems much more about strategic communication.
Yeah, shifting perspectives. Moving from these abstract worries to, well, tangible realities that impact daily life. Making those subtle power shifts visible.
Exactly. Making these complex issues understandable, relatable, using those trusted voices and creative ways in. That seems key to fostering actual understanding and, critical thinking. Because at the end of the day, authoritarian systems seem to thrive when people feel isolated, like they can't do anything.
Right.
So recognizing patterns, building community, those are powerful responses.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you, listening. Based on what we've unpacked about making the invisible visible, what small collective action, no matter how tiny it seems, could you take in your own community to support a value you really believe in?
Something to think about.
We hope this deep dive has given you some valuable tools and maybe some food for thought.